past lives and all of the faces. Well, I've only got one name. But I have got a very strong impression of another past life. So, okay. Whew. Let me get this. Let me get this information up for you. Okay, so by the nature of her character and her energy, past lives often have similar people in. They can be attached with all kinds of trauma, and things don't have to play out as they do in this life exactly, but there tends to be similar characters, similar themes, and similar energies. So, you know, this is going to go downhill very quickly when I'm like saying that. Okay, so it took a lot of energy work, and it took a lot of meditation, and it was a very strange experience. It took me, I suppose, about 3 meditations to do it, to get the info, and then I had to do a little bit of rummaging, and then apparently it would have been a lot easier if, yeah. Anyway, let me tell you about Megsy's past life. So it was over a few days. I didn't think at what point I was going to be able to publish this video, because I thought it was going to get really dark, and it did. I didn't think I'd be able to tell you guys this. I was just kind of very worried about it all, and I kept going. And I now know exactly who this person was, exactly when they were, what they were about, and everything. So I want to take you through what I went through. So it was very kind of, I'm guessing those, like, you're talking fashion to me probably looks a lot different to people who are fashion savvy between the 1920s, the 1930s, and the 1940s, and the 1990s. I don't personally see that many massive changes between all of the way the women dress personally. So I got a bit confused to start off where exactly I was seeing and what I was seeing. But I knew it was in Europe, and I knew it was pre-1940. There was war. And it took me a while to figure everything out, because this lady was having a fun old time. And bearing in mind, you only get to see parts of it. You only get to see parts of her, of the life, its impressions. And she was very into drink. She was very into extravagance lifestyle. She really has got a very kind of grandiose sense of self, a sense of entitlement. She thought she was absolutely everything and a bag of chips. Meghan was not, I think you can guess now, Meghan was not Wallis Simpson. In fact, when I've done energy work around Wallis Simpson never wants to go near another royal again, ever in any incarnation. She's quite had enough of it, thank you. But this woman, she said to me, she is a princess. I was like, okay, you're a princess. This doesn't make any friend. This doesn't make any sense. You're a princess. You're in Europe, princess in Europe. She says, I was a princess. I was like, okay. I was just like, when we got, there was one bit that made me go, okay, I'll find out. I think I'm getting to where I was going with this. I had a vision. Sometimes you'll get like snapshots of their memories. And I didn't want this snapshot in my memory at all. But can you imagine you are on the bed, you were looking up at your lover and you see them and you kind of absorb, you see that it's a very strong impression, very strong. And it was, she had a romance with what was Prince Edward, the Duke of Windsor. But this was when he was young. So I was like, what's this? I'm like, so there's this lady who, by all accounts, is a bit of a madam, who fancies herself as some type of princess, and she was attached to the Duke of Windsor. I was like, okay. So it gets really wild. He rejected her because she was too much. And when the war ended, the First World War, not the second, he moved back to England. And she was pissed, like in the American version, not the British. She was raging. She was obsessive. She tried everything to get him back, and he wouldn't budge and she wouldn't budge. And get this, her husband, she went on to marry another man who she then murdered, even though it got to trial. He was an Egyptian prince. She called herself princess because she felt that title had been denied her. This is absolutely right. Her name was Margarit Marie Alibier. And her name, she was also known as Maggie Meller. Her husband, Ali Fameh Bey, she murdered the Egyptian guy. He reincarnated as Dodi Fayed. You're going to think I'm absolutely crackers. Absolutely crackers. But I was just like, my God. If you, like, everything. This woman thought she was absolutely it. She thought she was absolutely the hottest thing in all of France. She thought she was the hottest thing in all of Europe. The dumb prince got away in the last lifetime. She's not going to let him get away this lifetime. Remember, Harry and Meghan right? Harry and Meghan separated briefly. Remember the Inskip wedding in Jamaica, and she turned up? She wasn't going to let him get away a second time. She wanted the title. She wants the lot. This Margarit is well, she did work in a prostitute. She was a prostitute. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is their link in. She has finessed her way to him. She has thought she's like a heat-seeking missile. She wanted to be princess. She wanted to be top of the pile. She'd have got away with it as well if it wasn't for those pesky kids. So, went back again to another life. And look, this is where it gets weird. Now, if you speak to somebody who is a voodoo practitioner, they will say it is a closed practice. And okay, I honor that. I don't want to go into I don't want to step into that type of energy. It's not my bag. That's not how I work. There was a lady. She doesn't look like completely, like, she looks like more of like a Creole kind of mix vibe. And this is where I stopped. I was just like, I'm not going into this. I don't want to listen. She hasn't had that many incarnations that I can go into, because she goes into yeah. She wasn't Anne Boleyn. Meghan Markle was not Anne Boleyn. In fact, Catherine, Princess of Wales, was not Catherine of Aragon or whatever it is, or no. There's a woman, I think it is Haiti or it's one of the islands. And this is going back. It smells. And I'm not saying that in a derogatory sense. I'm saying that, to me, the impressions it takes you to, it's when you go back in history, when you get impressions, you're going to get some quite pungent smells. And sometimes smell is a way, clairvoyantly or clairaudient or clair, or whatever it is, one of the ways that there is little warnings for me. So I was like, okay. It smells like a farmyard and a rubbish tip and the seaside all at once. I'm like, this is cracking. Great. And this woman, she had a big bag, and the bag was covered in blood. And she was an older woman. And this was Meghan in her previous life. And this bag is covered in blood. Now, I'm saying Haitian. It just seemed very French again. There's a lot of French theme with Meghan for some reason. And there was this bag. And everyone looks like this woman, like she is mad. Like she is crazy. But it's almost like she can see me watching her in the ether. Like she's aware, even though it's meant to just be a memory. It was very weird. And she's got this bag. And she's there. She's basically gesturing at me. If I do not go, I will end up in that bag. And I was like, yeah, fine, love, bye. Go, close it down. Don't want to know. And yeah, Meghan wasn't anything else. Meghan is fluent in French. Sage in chat. So follow said, oh, yeah. So that was her. I don't know if she's like a voodoo priestess. I don't even think it was that. I think this woman, it's yeah. So I haven't seen what chat was saying. So what does everybody think of that? Moya's a bag lady. Sounds right. Me too, Moya. She chat with the launch bag all the time. I had a dream I was remote viewing Meghan Markle and she became aware and I was observing her and tuned to look back at me. That's really interesting how you say that, Scorpio. It has, the derangement has followed her. Meghan Markle is not Anne Boleyn. No. Prince Harry is not Henry VIII. Mm-mm. Catherine is not Catherine of Aragon. Mm-mm. No. Thank you very much, Claire. I really appreciate that. Thank you. So now is everyone having a pop at me? Moya, everyone loves you. If you look up Margarit Alibier, you'll see some pictures of her. Just go onto Google. Are you on Google right now? Meghan tried the whole French chic look. Yeah. Meghan has got ties to France. Sorry, France. If you think about it, it's one of the only countries she hasn't paved off. She's done the Netherlands, Australia. I think Australia kind of rubs up on the Kiwis. The Canada, America. Where else is left? France. She wants to be Miss Dior. The prince's mistress got away with murder. That's her. That is her. And this is why you need to spend time with these things. France just ignores a movie. She is, what is it? How do you say she is France? Meghan ist mud? I don't know. Ist? Or is that German? I can't remember anything now. The Bermuda Triangle is where you're from. Where she's from. South Africa. She peed off South Africa. I hope you enjoy. I hope you like that. It's taken a while, and I was just like, I'm just going to say it. It's probably controversial because when I turned around and said in the Prince Harry past life reading that Prince Harry was in fact not Henry VIII, I got pushed back from it, which is cool, which is fine. Which is like, you don't have to agree with everything I say, whatever. I'm not insulting anyone. I'm not undermining anyone else's work. I'm just saying, to me, Prince Harry was not Henry VIII. In fact, I did catch Craig Hamilton Parker and his wife. I forget her name. It sounds really rude, and I don't mean to be rude. They just did a podcast, I think, on Friday, and they got, in my opinion, they didn't get quite a few things right. But what he did say was Harry was not Henry VIII. If Albert died in 1971, isn't that too quick of a reincarnation? Well, it is a very quick reincarnation. It is a very quick reincarnation, but it happens. It happens. I bet Henry VIII was glad you cleared that off. Yeah. I mean, Henry VIII, at the end of the day, would not be coming back as Harry. I mean, come on. Stalin? Probably not. But you know what I mean? Somebody who's going to do something big. You missed the Harry's life video. Harry was Edward Longshanks. And he was... he is, in fact, the Duke of Windsor. He was the Duke of Windsor. Disputing. Yeah, Henry VIII was an intelligent man. I did a Harry past life. Yeah, I've done a Harry past life and I've done Williams. And I am working on a Catherine as well. I have requests for Charlotte as well. Yeah. But Megsy has just been... So, now that's out of the way. I'm just going to have a little bit of a spray with my Findhorn Essences spray.